For centuries, Lyra had flown through the night skies, collecting lost teeth and leaving behind tiny silver coins filled with magic. Each tooth held a child's purest dreams, and each coin carried a spark of hope. But over time, the magic had begun to fade. She felt it in her wings, they no longer shimmered as brightly. She saw it in her hands, the soft glow of her fingertips had dimmed. And worst of all, she felt it in her heart, a heaviness she had never known before. One evening, as she soared above the city, she reached into her satchel and gasped. Only one enchanted coin remained. Panic surged through her. Without these coins, she could no longer grant wishes. No longer bring joy to children. No longer exist as the Tooth Fairy. Lyra rushed to the elder fairies, the ancient guardians of fairyland, their faces lined with wisdom and sorrow. Your time is ending, Lyra, one of them said gravely. The magic within you is nearly gone. When the last coin is given, your role as the Tooth Fairy will be over. She refused to accept it. But there must be a way. I cannot leave the children without hope. The elder fairy sighed. This final coin is special. It holds a powerful wish. But be warned, once it is given, you will have no more magic left to protect yourself from the dangers of the mortal world. Choose wisely. Determined, Lyra made her decision. She would find a child truly in need, someone whose life could be changed forever with just one wish. She had no idea that someone else was already hunting for the coin. In a small, dimly lit apartment, Elliot, a 10-year-old boy, sat on his bed, staring at his loose tooth in the mirror. His mother worked late shifts, barely making enough to pay the rent. His father had left long ago. He had stopped believing in magic a long time ago. That night, as he placed his tooth under his pillow, he whispered, "I wish for a better life for Mom." Lyra hovered outside his window, listening. Her heart ached. He was the one. He deserved the last enchanted coin. But she was not the only one watching. Morwena, a dark fairy with tattered wings and eyes like molten gold, had been tracking Lyra for weeks. She knew of the final coin's power, and she would stop at nothing to claim it. With it, she could drain its magic and become more powerful than the elder fairies themselves. As Lyra flew toward Elliot's window, Morwena struck. A gust of black wind slammed into Lyra, knocking her out of the sky. She barely managed to regain her balance before a cruel laugh echoed through the night. Still playing the generous fairy, I see, Morwena sneered, stepping from the shadows. But you're weak now, Lyra. And that last coin is wasted on a mere child. Lyra clenched her fists. You have no right to interfere, Morwena. Oh, but I do. Morwena's wings flared as she circled Lyra like a predator. You see, when that coin is gone, you will no longer be a fairy. You'll be powerless, mortal. Lyra's breath hitched. She had known the risks, but hearing them aloud sent a shiver through her. Give me the coin, Morwena hissed. Or I will take it. Lyra braced herself. She had to protect it. No matter what. Lyra darted toward Elliot's window, but Morwena was faster. Dark magic shot from her fingertips, forming chains of ice that wrapped around Lyra's wings. Pain surged through her as she struggled, the magic biting into her skin. You're too weak to fight me, Morwena taunted, tightening the chains. Why waste such power on a human boy? Lyra gritted her teeth. Because he believes in something more than just himself. With a burst of determination, she summoned the last of her fading magic. A brilliant light exploded from her palms, shattering the chains. She dived, reaching Elliot's pillow just as Morwena lunged. The moment the coin touched the pillow, golden light flooded the room. A powerful force threw Morwena backward, sending her crashing against the wall. She screamed in rage. No, that magic was meant for me. But it was too late. The wish had been made. Elliot stirred in his sleep, unaware of the battle that had taken place. The magic surrounded him, weaving into his dreams, carrying his wish into reality. As Lyra stood there, exhausted, she realized the truth. Her wings were gone. Her magic had faded. She was no longer the Tooth Fairy. Morwena vanished into the shadows, defeated but vowing revenge. Lyra, now mortal, stumbled back, feeling the weight of her new form. The once effortless flight was gone. The magic she had known her entire existence, gone. But as she looked at Elliot, a warmth filled her heart. The wish had worked. The next morning, Elliot woke to a shimmering gold coin under his pillow. Confused, he ran to the kitchen, where his mother was humming, a sound he hadn't heard in years. The phone rang, and her face lit up. A new job, she gasped, joy in her voice. With benefits, a fresh start. Elliot's eyes widened. His wish had come true. Outside, Lyra smiled, unseen. She had fulfilled her final duty, given her last gift. And though she was no longer the Tooth Fairy, she had gained something new. A purpose beyond magic, a new beginning. And as she stepped into the world as a mortal, she knew one thing: her story was far from over.